This is we have to discuss. Okay. And then another thing we have to discuss is group discussion. What is GPA? How? What are the things that we can take care of while appearing or having the group discussion? That is what we have to know. Okay. So if you understand that personal interviews are often abbreviated, basically PI is बोलते हैं, ठीक है? इसके बाद इसमें PI में क्या होता है? ये वन ऑन वन इंटरेक्शन है आपकी कैंडिडेट और एडमिशन पैनल के बीच, ये हमें पता होगा, ठीक है? टिपिकली ये इंटरव्यू जो है मोस्टली 15 से 20 कैंडिडेट की पर्सनालिटी को असेस किया जाए, उसकी कम्युनिकेशन को असेस किया जाए, लीडरशिप पोटेंशियल है उसमें नहीं है ये जाना जाए, और ओवरऑल अगर देखा जाए क्योंकि वो एमबीए प्रोग्राम के लिए फिट है नहीं, क्योंकि हमारा पर्पस अभी क्या है कि एमबीए प्रोग्राम ओके सो तो आई वाज सेइंग दैट इसमें जो प्राइमरी पर्पस इसका ये है कि ओवरऑल ये देखना है कि वो जो कैंडिडेट है ना वो हमारा एमबीए प्रोग्राम के लिए फिट है या नहीं, ये देखना, ठीक है? Unlike written exams, personal interviews provide a platform for the panel to know the candidate's motivation. Okay. The only thing is that what motivated you to apply for MBA program. Okay. Why do you want to do MBA? Okay. That is what are your aspirations like after doing this MBA? What do you want to be like? What do you want to do in your life? If the job is only purpose, like what kind of job, what are you looking in a job after doing this program? Okay, so they will ask such questions. Okay, and also whether you are suitable, okay, suitable as a future business leader or not, because ultimately you have to know about the business. Okay, so whether you are suitable as a future business leader or not, this is what they have to know. Okay, so I have given you examples like personal interviews is basically one-on-one interaction, and this interaction mostly lasts between 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, and what do they want to know is about like what is the motivation behind pursuing this MBA program. Okay, what are your aspirations? What do you want to be? Okay, after doing MBA, what do you want to do with your life? Okay, and that if you are truly potential or truly suitable as a future leader or not, as a future leader in business or not. Okay, that is what they will ask you. Okay, what are the things that you have to take care while appearing in personal interviews? Is so the panel evaluates how well the candidate articulate thoughts. Okay, so if you are appearing for an interview, any interview, let's say, okay, you must know that the thought process there, okay, the kind of the thinking or whether you are articulating things rightly or not. They will judge that. Okay, they will see that how well you are articulated. Articulated basically means whether you are whether you are able to express yourself or not. Okay, that is what they will judge you. One of the basis of that. Okay, so how well the candidates articulate thoughts, maintain eye contact, and when as sir was saying that if you are sitting in an interview, your shoulders should be aligning. Okay, this is that, and your posture should be well and straight. Okay, that is how you should not be taking support of chair. You should not be nudging with your fingers or doing anything that shows the disinterestedness. Okay, suppose you are appearing in an interview and you are lacking confident and you are playing with your, let's say you are doing something with your hands or something like that, that makes that you are not truly understanding the value of the discussion and you sort of zoned out from that. Okay, discussion. So whenever you are appearing for an interview, you make sure that your posture is aligned as per like you should not take support, you should be sitting straight and all of that. Okay, maintain the eye contact. That is one of the thing, and you have to show the confidence. Okay, confidence. Okay, if you are appearing for an interview, You must show that you have confidence and you belong to that place. Okay, if you are not showing that you don't belong to that place, or you don't have the capability to at least to like to do what you want to do, like you don't have aspiration or motivation kind of thing, then they will judge you on that basis. Okay, so project confidence, one of the things that, okay, what are the common questions that they will ask? Like first of all, they will ask, tell me about yourself. Okay, so why do you want to pursue an MBA? This is the next question they will be asking, and then another question they can be asking is like, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Okay, they can be asking such questions. Okay, so why am I emphasizing on this one? Just give me a few minutes. Okay, I will just be back in a 2 minutes. So here, career goals and program fit. Okay, candidates are expected to clearly explain their short-term and long-term career. Okay, so what is short-term career? What is long-term career? That we should know. Okay, can anyone here explain what is short-term career? What is long-term career? Let's suppose if I have to define the goals, if I have to define it, like short-term goals or long-term goal. Okay, so I will be defining short-term goals as, like, let's say if I have to break up the year, 1 year, I can break up 1 year into 12 months. For first 6 months of the year, I will be focusing on my physical health, and in the last 6 months of the year, I will be focusing on my reading habit and overall personality. Okay, that is what I will be doing in last 6 months of the year. Okay, so what I have done, I have sort of divided my goal into short-term goals. Okay, these are the short-term goals. Like, you set goals for a year, you set goals for 2 years, you set goal for the duration, like let's say 4 months. That is what that those are the short-term goals. What are the long-term goals? Long-term goals are basically goals like I have to be a doctor, or let's say I have to be a CEO of company. That is the long term goal. Okay, what you want to do with your life in a longer duration, what is your ultimate goal that you want to achieve in your life? Those are the long term goals. Okay, so career goals, they may be asking the question like, what is your, like, what do you want to be, or where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Okay, 5 years is like a long term goal. Okay, what do you want to do in 5 years? They may be asking such questions. Mostly in jobs they ask such questions. Okay, so you must know that, you must clearly understand that what is long term goals look like, what does long term goal look like, what does short term goal look like. You must know that. Okay, is it clear? I hope it makes sense to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, career goals and program fit. Okay, candidates are expected to clearly explain their short-term goals and long-term career objectives. Okay, and how the MBA, particularly from a specific institution, align with these goals. Like, suppose they may be asking like, why do you want to choose Jamia for MBA? Okay, why not IIM or some other university? So you must reply as you like, whatever the situation or the circumstances are there which are motivated you to enroll in Jamia, or let's say in AMU. Okay, you must know that. Okay, why do you want to take admission in AMU? Why do you want to take admission in JMI MBA program, or MBA, whatever the MBA program you are choosing in that? Okay, so you must know that. Okay, so they can be asking questions from that, particularly from the specific institute. Okay, somebody has, where can I see that again? I can't see that message actually. Okay. Okay. This, okay. So you, all these query you can ask to sir. Sir is better to answer. Like, sir is best for somebody who is there in this field. He can answer it best. Okay. So you can ask such queries to sir. In today's class, what I am discussing about the personal interviews and how these personal interviews look like. I'm talking about that. Okay. About marks, about selection, you can ask to sir. Okay. So, without any further translation, we should just look this. Okay. So, I have defined the short-term goals. I have defined the long-term goals, and what is short-term goals, what is long-term goals. I have told you that. Okay. Now we have to see the question that they can ask, like, why do you want to do MBA from this specific institution? Okay, they will be asking. Okay, whether this particular the environment in this particular institute align with your goals or not. For instance, they might discuss how the program's curriculum or alumni network support their aspiration. Okay, suppose you have to answer. Okay, if I am asking why do you want to enroll yourself in Jamia MBA program? So what will be the answer? What do you think? What is the answer? Shall I point out someone to answer it, or if there is anyone who want to participate by themselves? Yeah. If I ask the question, what what motivates you to enroll in Jamia MBA program? What will be the best response to it?
So the
If
quality of
any,
education we
okay,
can specify, and the fee also nominal fee. The atmosphere for environment for students is nice, healthy.
okay. Then what about the curriculum?
Yeah, we can, sir, in quality of education curriculum can be included, na? So the
Yeah, you
faculty
should
and
is yeah, yeah. Continue, please.
so the faculty, the best faculties are teaching here, just blah blah like this. I'm just giving the answer at random, sir. I haven't prepared anything
It's okay, it's okay.
right now.
That's good. Okay.
May
So
I?
you must make yeah, definitely.
Pursuing MBA from Jamia attracts me due to its strong academic reputation and specialized programs that match with my career goals perfectly, and the renowned faculty members who bring extensive industry experience, and also a diverse campus environment that promotes cultural understanding.
Great. Okay, so you have talked about the institution, you have talked about the curriculum and the academic structure, basically an aspiration, like what is there for you. Okay, you can also include about the alumni association and alumni networks. Like we know that AMU's network is so great that you can take help of that. And also similarly, Jamia's alumni association or alumni support network that can also help in landing a job. Okay, that is what are the things that can be included. Okay, these are the things that we can talk about while talking about the specific institution. Okay, so moving ahead, that so the next question they may be asking is like the panel often probes into the past achievements. Okay, what we have achieved so far, like what we have done in our academics. Like let's say if I have to introduce myself, I will be introducing myself as my first. I will be greeting. Okay, like good morning. My name is Oli Murtaza, and I live in Delhi. Then after that, I will be talking about my academics, okay, what I have achieved in academics, or if I have done any sort of internship, I will be talking about that. And then I will be talking about like what motivated me to appear or for this particular entrance exam. I'm just cutting it short so that you know it, like what to say, okay. So they may be asking about the leadership roles, like if you have done any internship, if you have volunteered for anything, they may be asking for that. Okay. So the panel often probes basically is like to find out. Okay, to know. Okay. The panel often probes into past achievement, leadership roles, and problem solving abilities. Okay, whether you have done something meaningful or not, they will be asking that. Okay, or they will be seeking the evidence like show me the, like if you will be carrying a file, you have to show them the documents and all. So seeking the evidence of the qualities essential for managerial successes. Okay, they will maybe like if you have done the internship or if you have done anything, that will show the ability you, that will increase your chances. Okay, that you know what is management, you know how to at least step in this field. Okay, so they will be asking that. Okay, there are certain tips that are there. Okay, so thoroughly know their resume. You must know your resume first. You may talk of, like, you will have your CV. Okay, you must know, and you must write the things which is necessary for you. Okay, don't write anything extra. Okay, just be specific and be concise. Okay, so ensuring that you can discuss every detail with supporting stories. Okay, whatever you're writing in your resume, in your CV, you must know the explanation of it. You must have the like, you should have the supporting evidences for that. Okay,
Excuse me,
that
sir.
is what you have. Yeah.
Sir, so CV is required for admission in MBA.
And no, they will be not asking for CV. I'm just saying, if you are sort of carrying with your documents. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
if you're not carrying it, they might not be asking it. Okay, so you have to research about the program, like what kind of program they are providing. You have to research about the curriculum, culture, and unique feature to tailor responses. So you must do the research according to the institution, like in whatever institution you are going to enroll yourself, you have to do the research about that institution. Okay, and also align your answers according to the institution's offering, like what are the offer. You must sort of align your answers on that basis. Okay, practice common question with peers or mentors. We are here, we can help you out. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, or if you want to practice, you can always ask the question. Okay, and focus on the clarity and conciseness. Like, you should not be talking so much. Talk whatever, like however is required. Okay, don't try to intellectualize it. Keep it simple, but be articulated. Okay, you don't need to show your whole, like, your knowledge. You have to just show, just answer them whatever you know and whatever is necessary at that point of time. You don't need to give like long answers to any of the things. Okay, if it is not required. If it is required, the explanation, then you can explain that. Okay, maintain professionalism by dressing appropriately. You have to dress appropriately, you know it. Okay, being punctual, like you have to be on time. That is what is one of the essential thing. And also you have to show the positive body language. That is what is most crucial of all the interviews. Okay, such as maintaining eye contact and sitting upright. We know that. Okay, sitting upright in the sense, like sir was telling you, the same thing. Okay, that is what are the common mistakes that we can avoid. Okay, the evidence leans toward avoiding pitfalls like arriving late. Most of the time what happens, like, we are not punctual because we sort of delay things. Okay, and also we start talking negatively about things. So there is a universal kind of questions in an interview, in the interviews, like whether the glass is half full or empty. You might have heard this earlier. Have you heard this question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think, what
Optimism
is
and
the,
pessimism.
yeah, what is the best possible answer of it, like whether the glass empty or
Half
there is
full,
a
sir,
water?
is the best answer because it shows that we are optimistic in any situation. If you are going through that, if it's half empty, then we are going through negative points, and it shows that we are pessimistic. Usually, we try to think things in a negative way. So we
Okay,
have to be
great. Okay,
positive. Okay.
great. Like, it actually shows your perspective, like whether you're focusing on one aspect of that. Okay, so optimism and pessimism, you guys are aware of. Optimism is like looking at the positive aspect of things, and pessimism is looking and focusing on the negative aspect of things. Okay, that is what you are sure of. Okay, clear. This is what we understand. So what happens sometimes, if let's say uh, in an interview, if somebody asks, uh, how is the India and what is the current cultural and political situation in India. So this can be a tricky question because we come from the minority backgrounds. We know the kind of the politics is there in India. But keeping all that aside, we have to focus on what? We have to focus on the positive aspect of that. I know there could be a thing with the governments, but not overall the idea of India. Okay? So that perspective you have to keep in your mind. Not the things which are like, let's say, for shorter duration, like, okay, the government or these things will be changing in the future. Okay, so that is what you have to understand. Okay, so you don't need to speak negatively, that is what I'm telling you. Okay, so is speaking negatively about past experiences, like your person, it could be your personal experience, or it could be a question that is asked in GDs or interviews or something like that. In interviews, they will not be asking such questions. They will be asking about yourself only. But for GDs, I have given you this pointer. Okay. So you should not lie at all. Like, be honest. Okay. In the sense, like, specify only those things which you have actually experienced, done, or lived. Okay, that is what you have to highlight there, as these can damage the credibility. Okay, so if you are lying, or if you are sort of talking negatively, then it shows the lack of motivation. It shows the in like less credibility. Okay? Credibility is basically the idea of trust, that how can these people can trust you. Okay, so that is what it shows. Okay, candidates should also avoid dominating the conversation and ensure they ask thoughtful questions. Okay, you should not be like, I am the one, I know everything. Nobody is here that can face me. I am the king. I can roar as I want. Okay, you should not be like that kind of candidate. Okay, you should be patient, calm, concise, and focused. Okay, and try to understand the situation. Okay, so candidates should also avoid dominating the conversation and ensure they ask thoughtful question. Okay, should be not asking the silly kind of question. Okay, it is not a comedy show. It is a personal interview that you have to be asking the thoughtful question there. Okay, such as how does the school support career transition? Like, you can ask questions like, if you have the chance to ask. Okay, if there is no chance to ask, there is no need to ask. Okay, how does the school support career transition? Basically, like, if in the group discussion you are having discussion like about MBA program, whether in these in these times, MBA is crucial, or whether there is no need of it. So you may be focusing on the several aspect of it. One of the aspect is like how it leads to career transition. Like, let's say somebody has done MA so far, and that person wants to do MBA. So that person can do the transition, like shift a career from one job to another because of the help of this program. Okay, that is what you have to know. Okay, so why this question I have told you? Because this question help us in demonstrate our interest in MBA program. Okay, like, why do you want to do MBA? Okay, so it will allow us to transition from like whatever you have done so far. It will help you in order to get more opportunity. Okay, that is what you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so far these were the things for the personal interviews. I have told you, I have highlighted like what could be the personal interview, your introduction, and also they will be asking such questions about institution and etc. Okay, these are the things which are there for an interview. Okay, so I have told you like what to do, what not to do. That you can see afterwards. The class is being recorded, I guess, so you can see that afterwards. Okay, so I'm not repeating all of that. I'm just moving toward the group discussions now. Okay, was that helpful to you? Just give me a feedback, a quick
Yes, sir,
response to it.
definitely.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we
Yes.
are moving to the next, which is group discussion. Okay, so group
Sir,
discussion. Yes.
sir, I need to ask that, like, I am a part of this internship from past year and it's still going on. So I do not have an evidence of it. What should I get?
Hmm.
Should I get an LOR, or I cannot get a complete certificate of completion, of course.
If you
So
can get LOR or
yeah, what kind of evidence should I get from that company?
offer letter, LOR will do it. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
that's it. Okay, so group discussion or GDs. So group discussion involves mostly like 7 to 10 people. 10 candidates discussing a given topic for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, if you are given a chance. Okay, with a 5 minute preparation period, you will get 5 minutes to prepare mostly. GDs are designed to evaluate range of skills critical for MBA success. Okay, basically they want to if you are getting a chance to speak, how well your thoughts are connected to this program with this program. Okay, they may be judging on that basis. Okay, so it will include communication, leadership, teamwork, analytical thinking, and time management. So you must highlight all these things whatever I'm mentioning. Okay, so what are the things that they will be judging you on the basis of what? First is communication. Okay, the second is leadership. This is, we know it is crucial. This point is coming in interviews, in GDs everywhere. Okay, leadership, teamwork, analytical thinking, and time management. Okay, mostly like I remember during my college days, I appeared for inactives interviews or 180-degree interviews somewhere there. I could not get, I wasn't selected in that, but I remember they have given, I was a part of the discussion and I could not respond at that time so well. I remember that. So these are the things that are there, which are crucial for GDs. Like you may be communicating and you have to show the leadership skills and teamwork, analytical thinking, time management, etc. Okay, so that is what they will be judging you on these basis. Okay, so why GD? Because this is to sort of give you or a sense of stimulation, basically like how the real world situation can looks like if you're part of any company, let's say you will have to brainstorm on ideas. Upon the ideas you will be facing the problems. Okay, how to solve these problems? Basically these GDs, these group discussion are being conducted for that only. Okay, so they stimulate a real world business scenario where collaboration and effective communication are essential. Okay, so in a real world business scenario you collaborate with the clients, and also you have to communicate effectively with the clients. Okay, so to stimulate, to sort of create a real world scenario in a business, like real world business scenario, they conduct these group discussion. Okay, so what are the skills they will judge in GDs? Okay, communication. We understand that in communication we have to be clear. Clarity is one of the thing. Fluency is another thing. Articulation in spoken English, ensuring ideas are conveyed effectively. Okay, so you must write all these things. Okay, communication. Within the communication, what are the things that they will be telling you in communication? Okay, clarity of thoughts. First of all, how clear you are. If you know if you know the thing, you have to speak. If you don't know the thing, please try to avoid that. Okay, so clarity of thoughts, fluency, and then articulation in spoken English. Okay, articulation in spoken English. If you are speaking there and you can struggle with the pronunciation. I don't know whether you have seen it or not. Basically, if you see the Shark Tank of like US version of the Shark Tank, I've seen the clips of it like on the short YouTubes. Most of the people, while pitching their product, they avoid the words. They will struggle in pronounce. Okay, in pronunciation, so they avoid that those words. Okay, so choose your words wisely. If you have any problem, let's say most of the people have the problem with shaza or sometimes anti or something like that, try to avoid those words, or if you have to use it, so practice that in front of mirror, in the class, among the peers. We have to practice that. Okay. So articulation in spoken English. Okay. Ensuring ideas are conveyed effectively. Whatever you want to do, you want to say, make sure you are reaching till conclusion. Okay. If you are not reaching till conclusion, if you have just started and left the thing in between, you haven't concluded that, then your idea is not conveyed. Okay. So it should have a conclusion, like a starting point, and then you should sort of summarize it and conclude it. Okay. You should convey that effectively. Okay. Ensuring ideas are conveyed effectively. Are conveyed effectively. Okay, clear. Now, within the communication, I have told you everything, that clarity, fluency, articulation in spoken English, ensuring ideas are conveyed effectively, that you have to keep in your mind. Okay. So next thing is that confidence. We know that it is a key. It is a key. You have to know. Okay. I'm putting the emphasis on it because if you're lacking the confidence, you will not be articulated, you will not be able to express yourself well. Okay. So be sure, practice it. Okay. Appearing demos or talk among the peers. If you can find a mentor, like sir is mentoring, I am here, I'm here, I can assist you in that. Okay. So try to have this confidence, that is essential for us. Okay. For you, ability to contribute. So what does confidence looks like, or what does it have? It has the ability to contribute assertively. Okay. What does assertively means? I can do it. Okay. I know it, but not in an egoistic sense, not in a pompous sense, not in a boasting manner. Okay. Not in that sense. Just calm, tranquil, confident. Okay. Just simple ability to know, or ability of knowing that I can do it. Not like I can do it, not that sense. Okay. Just calmness in that. Okay. Assertively, without appearing, arrogant. This kind of confidence. Maintaining composure under the pressure. You don't need to uh, think that okay, lot of pressure is there. Okay, so you have to maintain your composure, like be calm under pressure. Okay, this kind of confidence. Okay, sometimes we sort of mistake confidence with the ego, with sort of arrogant. That is not the confidence actually. This kind of confidence we are talking about. It is clear, I guess. Okay. The next thing is leadership skill. Okay. What kind of leadership they are seeking? So guiding the discussion, you must, if you can decide the trajectory of conversation, discussion trajectory, which means like in which way the discussion is going on. If you want to bring someone back, don't talk negatively. If you want to bring someone back, just politely say, I differ from this. Okay. Not like you are wrong, not like you don't have to point out that. You just have to point out, okay, you may be saying this, but I differ from this. Okay. In my opinion, the way I think is, okay, just shifting and transitioning view like that. Don't like, I think you're wrong. This should not be the way. Okay, not in that manner at all. Okay, just simply say, okay, maybe you are saying that way, but in my opinion, what I think is that this is the best way to do it for me. Okay, just in my opinion, or I think like that, something like that. Okay, You have to include that. Okay, guiding the discussion. That is what leadership skill includes. Guiding the discussion and mediating conflict. Like suppose if there are conflicting views, okay, somebody has something which was harsh, okay. So what you have to do, you have to sort of see. I can understand the thing which XYZ person has said, and I know you have said it, uh, but we all have to work together, and we know that there are different perspectives, but in this in this situation, we all have to come together and understand the understand the need, which is the solution for this problem. Okay, that is how you have to mediate. Okay, you know what to say, what to do there in that situation. Okay, so mediating conflicts means that. Okay, or summarizing points in the end, what happens, like we sort of say less, but it shows that we will present for whole discussion. Okay, summarizing points to show initiative. Points to show initiative. Okay, what happens, like I was telling that there was this girl who I don't know whether girl or person. So there was this person who hasn't spoken much in an entire interview, but in the end, that person has spoken for a little, like a sentence or two. That person was in a selected list, and the other person who has spoken a lot was not there in the list, even in the list. Okay, so this is the last thing that is coming up here. Okay, summarizing point to show initiative. Initiative basically, like you were interested in that, you were there for the entire discussion. You didn't zone out. Okay, that shows that. It shows the leadership skill. Okay, is it clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, next thing is analytical skill, or analytical ability rather. Ability. Okay, so since you guys are prepared for MBA entrance, you know what this analytical ability looks like. Mostly it's the reasoning or math, something like that. Okay, so here in this analytical ability is like presenting logical, any case, any fact that can contribute in the discussion, in that group discussion, you must tell that. Okay, fact-based argument, like you should be talking on the basis of that fact. Okay, if you have to put forward any argument that can be a little conflicting, and but that argument can be supported on the basis of fact, you must share that. Okay, that will show your assertiveness, but you should be clear in your head. Okay, before saying that. Fact-based arguments, often supported by the example or the data, often supported by example or data. Okay, you understand that what is analytical ability looks like. Analytical ability look is that if you're participating in a discussion, you must say the things on the basis of the fact, or that thing should be logical enough to say at that point in that environment. Okay, and those whatever you are saying, you should have the ability to support it. Okay, you should not be talking in a vague manner, in a manner that is not even necessary there. Okay, just say for the sake of saying, you must not speak. Okay, just to if I have to just say it, don't say it. If you are saying it, try to say in a logical way. Try to say with the fact. Try to say with the data or some example which can be support the say. Okay. Okay, the another thing is time management. We all know what is time management. Okay, so just to tell you what is time management here. So here time management looks like we have to speak concisely. It's not like for entire 30 minutes only I was the one who was speaking. I didn't give anyone chance to speak. Speak concisely, ensuring regular contribution. Like it should not be like only once I have spoken and then I was zoned out. I didn't speak. Ensuring regular contribution, regular contribution, regular contributions without dominating the discussion. Dominating the discussion. Okay, so the term without dominating the discussion should not be taken as that you have to appear sharp. Okay, it doesn't mean that you don't have to appear sharp. Dominating discussion, the term without dominating discussion is just you should just show your confidence. Okay, it means that only. Okay,
So,
the next thing, yeah,
what should be our approach if the conversation turns into a fish market? Because that happens a lot of times, I heard.
I could not get that. Can you?
So, like, what happens if the conversation, the GD, turns into like a fish market? Everybody is talking over others. What should be our approach in that case?
You should speak peacefully. Like you should listen to them, and then if they are done with the mushy market thing, then you should just say a point, a thing that should be logical, that should like mediating the conflicts among the people, which was happening earlier.
Okay.
So just wait for like if everyone is talking, then wait for a moment because if you stop, then they will sort of hesitate to talk more.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing is social behavior. Okay. So it is demonstrating courtesy. Okay, like thank you and all of that thing. Okay, please, thank you. Demonstrating courtesy. Like you should not occupy. You should maintain the appropriate physical distance. You should not occupy the other's place. Like if you have given chair, you must sit in your chair. You should take care of your arms, your legs, mind that thing. Okay, like you are given a chair, you are given a place to sit. Why do you need to put the hand on others' chair? Something like that. Okay, so demonstrating courtesy, avoiding interruption, something interruption, like you understand that this is what. Like, if somebody is sharing, you need not to interrupt. Interruption. And maintaining a positive demeanor. And maintaining a positive demeanor. Maintain a positive demeanor. It is clear, I guess, like social behavior. I have talked about the demonstrating courtesy, like thank you, politeness, like don't occupy the others' space, something like that. Okay, avoiding interruption, like while talking, we need not interrupt others. That is what included in that. This is it for GDs. Okay, I have highlighted the points which was communication, confidence, leadership, analytical thinking or ability rather, teamwork, time management, social behavior, all of that I have highlighted. Okay. If there is anything you want to know from this part of the discussion, like how to at least carry ourselves in a good discussion or how to sort of uh, participate in a personal interview. I have told you the things which are needed. If there is anything you want to ask from your part, if there is any query, please let me know. No, nothing at all. Okay, so I'm just going through the introduction again. Okay, what how is the introduction? Mostly like in an introduction, you should take like 5 minutes. Okay, like 5 minutes are enough to introduce oneself. Okay, I guess 5 minutes are more than enough. Okay, so the self introduction is often the first question in an MBA interview. That is what we do. Okay, I'm going through the introduction part again. Okay, so it sets the tone. Okay, sir was telling you something about the tone, and there is something which is called the intonation level. Okay, if you study the communication, if you have like if you get the chance to study the communication, you will come across the various intonation level. Okay, what are the various intonation level? Like we whisper, we shout, we speak loudly, we sort of talk to our friends, like whispering, eavesdropping, we say it, okay, like whispering basically, not eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is like listening without permission, that is eavesdropping. That is not what it means. Okay, here. So you know that there is a room in room you speak differently. If you have to deliver a speech, you speak differently. If you have to teach 2 kids, you will speak differently. You have to speak 10 kids, you have to speak differently. Those are the intonation levels. Okay. Now, if you are speaking in front of a panel and that panel has at least 5 to 6 people, what should be the intonation level? The intonation level should be of a room. Like you speak in your house, like you don't like just like a intonation level in which you are heard. Okay, it should not be so like the pitch should be like people can hear you. Okay, that kind of intonation level is needed. Okay, setting the tone for the conversation. Okay, you must know in which tone you have to speak. Okay, the tone is of the room level only. In an interview, if 6 7 people are there, then they are sitting in a room, so we must be loud enough in the sense like just they can hear me. Okay, a strong introduction showcases your background, motivation, and fit for the program. That is what we have discussed. Okay, making a memorable first impression. Like you should include all of that. Okay, you should include information about your background, about motivation, and also why are you fit for this program. That is what you have to include. Okay, so what are the key components that we can include? Again, I am highlighting that. See, accomplishment, like what have you accomplished so far, that you have to highlight, like your academic, professional, or extracurricular activities that you have done. These all shows skill or potential. Okay, all these things like your achievements in academics, professional, career, or extracurricular activities, all these are there. It shows the potential of the candidates and skills of the candidates. Okay, then you talk about the future goals. Like future goals clearly states your career aspiration, and it also tells that how MBA will help you in achieving them. Okay, then you must connect between past and future. Explain how your experience has prepared you for your goals. Like why have you decided to pursue MBA? Okay. So what is your current state? You must talk about it. Like briefly mention your current role or activities to provide the context, like what you're doing. What have you done? Okay, that way. How to deliver it? Okay. So keep it concise, like 1 or 2 minutes initially, like just to say something about, let's say, practice to sound natural. Okay, not rehearsed, like natural in the sense like sometimes I'm speaking in the class, I may be including the information which I didn't prepare for this. Okay, that is coming at this particular moment only. But if I would have crammed, I would have mugged it up, like I would have memorized it, sort of ratta. I might not be speaking naturally. Okay, so your behavior should depict that you're speaking naturally. You haven't done the ratta of it. You haven't memorized it. Okay, that is one thing that you have to make sure of. Okay, be confident and authentic, avoiding exaggeration. Okay, what does exaggeration means? Lambi lambi baatein phekna. No, you don't need to do that. Okay, so tailor the introduction to the program, like whatever the introduction you have prepared for the other places, you have to leave that introduction aside. Now try to write the new introduction, and new introduction should be according to the program. Like it should have the information that will make you make you at least apart from the way other people have it might have introduced themselves. Okay, if possible, by referencing its unique feature. Okay, in the sense like, okay, if I'm introducing and I have to talk about it about myself, and then I have to talk about this thing, then I have to tailor my introduction in that way. Okay, clear? Okay, I guess this is it for today's class. If there is any query, you can let me know in future. I will be here in if anything if you have query anything, you need to just let me know. Sir will let me know, and I will make sure that I come in the class and sort of solve all those queries. If there is
Excuse me,
anything
sir.
you want to know,
Sir, will you review our introduction, telling about ourselves? Will you review it?
I need to have the responses first.
Okay, sir.
So are you giving me in writing, like
No,
written
no, no,
pieces of?
sir. Just orally, we will be sort of preparing and answering the questions, so you can just listen and tell us
Oh,
what are our shortcomings and all.
oh, okay, okay. So I'll give you five, like few questions to practice. Okay, what are few
Okay, sir.
questions you noted down? Those are the questions that you have to prepare. The first question is, tell me about yourself, which is obvious. Okay, you know it. Write it. The next question is, why do you want to pursue an MBA? Have you written it down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The third question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Done. Have you written the third question? Third question
Yes,
is,
sir.
what
Yes,
are
sir. It's
your
done.
strengths and weaknesses? Okay. Fourth question is, why this program? Have you written it?
Yes, sir.
The last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If they can ask, if they ask, then you just have to prepare for this. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, there are few more things that should be highlighted. Okay, in group discussion, I will just go through them quickly. Okay, so what is one thing that will stick that will make out of like something like majority of the people, if somebody most of the people are speaking about certain things. Okay, so don't follow the majority, stick to your logical stance even if popular. Okay, what do you think, what is the best, you have to stick with that. Don't think that everyone is saying it, so that for the sake of saying I have to go with everyone. Don't be like that. Okay, don't feel intimidated by someone. Okay, if somebody is speaking in a tone that is louder, or somebody is showing a confidence, arrogant sense of confidence, don't feel intimidated at all. Okay, don't think that you are lesser, you're inferior. Don't think that way. You have to be confident, and I told you what kind of confidence is necessary for this. Okay, don't feel intimidated at all. Focus on the quality contribution, not others' volume. You don't need to take care of others' volume at all. If the person is loud enough, then be and let the person loud. Like, what is the effect of that? No, it's just a group discussion. Okay, so don't feel intimidated at all. Focus on the quality contribution, not others' volume. Okay, don't be biased. Okay, avoid personal or emotional argument. Don't be biased, but you know that what is bias means, like partial and just talking like things which is not based on the facts, like something which is not right to say. Okay, so avoid personal and emotional arguments there. Clear? These are the things, and there are other things as well that can be included. Mostly, I have covered all of them. For GDs, yeah, this is it for today's class. If there is anything you need, you have query, you can let me. Anything you want to ask? I hope this was good class. At least you got the hang of it, like how is, like what is in person interview, how it looks like, okay, what does it look like, and what is group discussion. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Somebody has to respond. Okay, great. This is it for today's class. If anyone want to ask something. Nothing?
So will you take class tomorrow?
If I am told by sir, then I will.
Sir, I was thinking that we can rehearse the answers which you told the questions about, and then just we can practice in front of you at least once or twice so that it will be beneficial for us.
Okay, I will share, sir. I will tell you.
Okay, sir.
Good. Okay, bye.